Hey, what's up, people? Pizzal here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Umbrella Entertainment's new Blu-ray release for Stephen King's Cat's Eye. Now, Cat's Eye is an anthology horror film from the 1980s. And when you think of anthology horror films from the 1980s, you probably think of Creepshow, Creepshow 2, and Tales from the Dark Side. At least those are the first three that probably run to the forefront of your mind. Nobody ever seems to bring up Cat's Eye, myself included. As a matter of fact, Cat's Eye is a movie that just kind of flies under the radar. I saw it many, many years ago. I only really remembered one of the three vignettes in the movie. And when I think of 80s anthology horror films, Cat's Eye doesn't even register anywhere on my radar. So I jumped at the opportunity to check out this Blu-ray from Umbrella Entertainment to give myself a refresher course in Cat's Eye, and I'm glad that I did. Cat's Eye was Stephen King's very first screenplay. It's directed by Lewis Teague, who directed Cujo, Alligator, a bunch of really good movies. And we have an excellent cast here with a young Drew Barrymore, James Woods, Robert Hayes, Kenneth McMillan, Candy Clark, just an overall really nice ensemble cast for Cat's Eye. The first story revolves around James Woods' character, who is desperately trying to quit smoking. He visits this organization to help him quit smoking and discovers that this organization has some rather extreme methods to help their clients kick the habit, such as basically threatening them that if you ever smoke again, we will torture your wife, torture your daughter, and eventually murder them both, and then murder you too. The second story is about a character played by Robert Hayes who crosses a mob boss with a gambling addiction played by Kenneth McMillan, who forces him to walk this very narrow ledge around a high-rise building. And if that wasn't bad enough, the mob boss keeps throwing all these little obstacles in his way to make his journey even worse. The final story in Cat's Eye finds a young Drew Barrymore tormented by this little troll, and it's up to General, the cat, who's played the kind of common thread throughout all the stories in Cat's Eye, because all the stories kind of take place through the Cat's Eye. And it's up to the cat named General to save her. And each story in Cat's Eye is very much intended to be taken tongue-in-cheek. They're not intended to be taken overly serious. All three stories are very well made. They're very well written. You've got a great ensemble cast for all three stories. I think my favorite, really the only story that I remembered from having watched the movie years and years and years ago, was the last one with Drew Barrymore and the little troll. I think the little troll looked really good. The creature effects for the troll look great. The use of miniatures in this vignette was also handled extremely well by Lewis Teague. Overall, Cat's Eye is a pretty darn good anthology. I wouldn't put it up there on the same level as, say, Creepshow or Tales from the Dark Side, and I can kind of understand why Cat's Eye kind of flies under the radar when you think of 80s horror anthologies, because it is more or less kind of tongue-in-cheek. And I can't say it's a great anthology, but it's certainly entertaining. It's definitely worth checking out, I do believe, if you are a fan of Stephen King, if you're a fan of Lewis Teague, or if you're a fan of horror anthologies in general. As for the Blu-ray release from Umbrella Entertainment, the picture quality and the sound quality are both very good. As far as extras are concerned, we have Johnny Norris on the ledge. Robert Hayes remembers Cat's Eye. It's 27 minutes and 34 seconds in length, an interview with Mr. Hayes in which he discusses how he got cast in the film. He discusses working with director Lewis Teague. Mr. Hayes discusses shooting the ledge and working with professionally trained animals. He discusses how they shot the sequences of him walking the ledge. He discusses working with Kenneth McMillan. Mr. Hayes remembers the film as being very fun and that his fondest memory of Cat's Eye was working with such a great ensemble cast. Very nice, informative, in-depth interview with Mr. Hayes. Again, 27 minutes and 34 seconds in length. Next up, we have Like Herding Cats, a conversation with animal trainer Teresa Ann Miller. It's 7 minutes and 37 seconds in length. Miss Miller discusses working with her father, who was an animal trainer, and that's how she got into being an animal trainer professionally. She discusses some animal training techniques. She discusses the differences between working with a dog versus a cat. As an animal trainer, Ms. Miller discusses working with the pigeons for the Ledge vignette. She discusses how much Drew Barrymore loved working with the cat in the film, and that Drew spent a lot of her time off camera with the animal department. We also get a theatrical trailer. This is a very nice release for Stephen King's Cat's Eye. If you are a fan of Cat's Eye, you definitely want to look in to picking up this Blu-ray from Umbrella Entertainment. The picture quality and the sound quality are both very good. Not a lot of extras on here, but a very nice interview with Robert Hayes. If you've not seen Cat's Eye, I would definitely recommend it. Again, if you're a fan of Stephen King, if you're a fan of Lewis Teague, if you're a fan of 80s horror anthologies, just overall, definitely check it out. I don't think it's one of the better 80s horror anthologies, but it's certainly entertaining. This Blu-ray from Umbrella Entertainment would be a great way to introduce yourself to Cat's Eye. I'll put a link to Umbrella Entertainment's website in the description. If you've seen Cat's Eye, please let me know what you think of it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.